Погнала, погнала. Титров не будет, ну ладно.
I always knew you were a dark horse, Mr.
Ну,
Yang.
Speak for yourself.
и звука тоже.
Звук
If I had
есть.
met you a few years ago, my creative career would have taken a more
М,
interesting turn.
ладно.
You know, I heard you had something
Вопросов
new in
больше
the
нет.
works. Was it about, let me guess, the adventures of the Nameless?
Well, it's early concept at the moment. The Express crew has given me a lot of food for thought. But still, when it comes to key
Блин, ты
plot
без звука
points,
не слышно.
I'm in need of some inspiration.
Ooh, inspiration. How about,
How about this?
Блейди,
We give you some
Блейди.
ideas. After all, when it comes to scripts,
Кашка,
we're
кашка.
seasoned professionals.
security? Security! Security!
Вы испугали сову.
The rules of this game are like reality. We all think we have infinite possibilities, but when you really
Презентация
analyze
катки.
it, every question and answer is constrained by previous choices. Relax.
Не, ну это определенная жена. Просто. Это жена. Это новая Лока. Понятно. Теперь Блейди.
You think another name and face can blot out the sin of your past?
Я вообще не слышно.
And you
Слышать меня? Я тут для кого комментирую?
Release
Ты
your
из туалета
potential.
комментируешь.
The power you carry is the key to opening a way through to the ambrosial arbor. Has coming here triggered your memory. What happens next is in your hands.
You, and you. All three of you are staying right here.
The karma of past lives changed the world of the present.
I wish for you to despair, suffer, crumble, turn on one another and destroy that which you love with your own hands.
И на себя аж мурашки пошли от такого. Первый кодик. Первый кодик. Вообще. Слушай, что ты сделал со звуком?
Ничего не делаю. Ну, как это, разбирали.
Я тебя и не на стриме не слышу.
Блин. А ну. Так.
Так,
Еще
ты-
есть тут.
Теперь ты починился. Вот это да. Не, ну
Ну,
посмотри, вот этот Блейди, ну Блейди, конечно, крутой, но Кавка.
Ooh, and whether or not your world has a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm your buddy Albert, and welcome to the version 1.2 Even Immortality Ends special program. Today, we have 3 special guests in the hot seats. Introducing...
Hey guys, I'm Cheryl Texera, and I voice Kafka.
Hey there, I'm Damon Mills, and I voice Blade.
Hi, folks. My name is Corey Landis, and I voice Welt.
Guys, it's great to have you with us. Man, that trailer was a roller coaster. Corey, your thoughts?
Whoa, me already? Okay. It looked like various factions were getting ready for battle. I think we're one move away from a serious showdown here.
Agreed. It was cool to see some new environments and enemies, too. I better get my team in order.
You're gonna need to, my friend. In version 1.2, the Xianzhou Lao Fu will face a setback that threatens the fate of the whole alliance. The Trailblazer will need to pass through various delves and arrive at the location of the sealed ambrosial arbor, where a decisive battle with the one responsible for the Stellaron disaster awaits.
Not to mention, Don Hung finally gets reunited with the Astral Express crew.
Don Hung's journey has been longer than most could imagine.
Care to elaborate, Damon?
I didn't say anything.
Ah, come on, guys. You're trying to get me fired here. Editors, cut that bit out. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. The story left off on a bit of a cliffhanger last time.
It sure did. I mean, why did Jing Yuan deploy those forces? Who is he trying to catch?
And what about the Stellaron hunters? Where did they go after escaping?
Well, who says they went anywhere?
Cut that out,
Какой же у него
Bill.
голос на капсе. Просто.
I'm sure all these
Это
questions will be
голос.
answered in the upcoming story. Now, aside from Trailblaze mission updates,
Ну, японский
version
там
1.2
такой
will see
интересный.
new characters coming to the warp. First on the scene, Blade.
Давление Блейда.
I have a question for Damon. If, say, there were 5 people, would I be one of them?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't look at me. I don't know anything about anything. Okay?
Well,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I'm not one of the 5 people, but here is a fact for you. Whenever Blade gets scary, it's the Mara flaring up.
Isn't he
Поражен Морой.
always scary?
He usually does what I tell him.
I should probably unpack that a little. Blade relies on Kafka's spirit whisper to suppress the Mara inside him.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. You know, most of the time, Bladey's a nice, quiet boy.
Totally. He's not a strong communicator, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure half my recording sessions have focused on 2 sounds. Number 1, Number 2,
I can believe that. Huh. It's strange that a lone wolf like him would want to team up with the Stellaron hunters. Unless Kafka's spirit whispered him into it.
Kafka was more of a go-between. The real reason Blade joined was because Elio promised him the outcome he desired.
Outcome? Meaning vengeance? Look, a certain someone on the Express has been having
Стрим.
nightmares about this
Я
guy.
покушал.
Not just vengeance,
Поздравляю.
a funeral.
A funeral.
His own, to be precise. Through unexpected circumstances, Blade became immortal. His body recovers from the worst of sicknesses and the gravest of injuries, even from death itself. Those bandages aren't for show. For Blade, immortality isn't a blessing. It's a curse that follows him wherever he goes.
Yikes. And I thought I had problems, huh? Well, let's leave something to the imagination here. I'm sure our Trailblazers will find out more about Blade's backstory as things unfold. For now, let's take a look at what he's capable of on the battlefield. Blade is a wind-type character, following the path of destruction. By consuming his own
Воздушный, так было
HP, he's
понятно.
able to deal greater damage to enemies. And I guess that's the risk you take when you're immortal. Huh?
Blade's skill consumes a set amount of his own HP and initiates Hellscape. While Hellscape is active, Blade deals greater damage, and his basic attack is enhanced from Shard Sword to Forest of Swords. While Shard Sword is a single target attack, Forest of Swords deals damage to multiple enemies.
I got a question.
Ага.
Can Blade
Типа Ешки он
use
бафает
his
обычную
skill if his
атаку.
HP
Делает
isn't enough to cover the set amount?
In that situation, when Blade uses his skill, his HP decreases to 1.
Ooh, that sounds a little dicey.
A bit. Well, there's a silver lining.
Он тратит
When
хп,
Blade's
чтобы
HP decreases,
использовать
his
этот
talent is
скилл.
triggered, granting him a charge. When charges are fully stacked, Blade unleashes a follow-up attack on all enemies and recovers a set amount of HP. When Blade unleashes his ultimate, his HP is set to 50% of his max HP, and he deals massive damage to a single target and adjacent enemies.
HP for damage, huh? Interesting. No wonder he's so indifferent to being healed.
And the more HP Blade loses, the more damage his ultimate deals.
Yeah, it does. Blade's technique, Karma Wind, also consumes his HP and deals wind damage to all enemies after entering battle.
When it comes to taking damage, Blade should be more afraid of himself than his enemies.
This hurts me more than it hurts you.
Ooh. New ultimate line, anyone?
We can't let Blade steal the show. It's time to talk about another Stellaron hunter. His partner in crime, Kafka.
Не, ну тут просто, это жена. Это определенно жена.
Kafka's a familiar face at this point in the story. She was the first person the Trailblazer set eyes on, and meaning Kafka must have been there for the Trailblazer's first words, the first step. No wonder so many players are calling her.
Okay. I don't think that's gonna get past the editors there, Albert. Look, what I am interested in is this. Since Kafka appeared on Herta Space Station, she's managed to implant the Trailblazer with the Stellaron, hijack the Express's signals, and draw the crew onto the Cienjo La Fu. It almost feels like she has the Trailblazer's destiny in the palm of her hand.
It's like Kafka said, when it comes to scripts, the Stellaron hunters are seasoned professionals.
Well, that might be the case, but that's not to say the Trailblazers' choices aren't important. What's a script without a director?
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
I've got another question. Why did Kafka join the Stellaron Hunters?
Ooh. So, Kafka was born on Teriez 5, a planet that knows no fear. And literally, Kafka is unable to feel the emotion of fear, and therefore cannot comprehend the value of life. When Elio promised to bring about a change for her, she signed up without a second thought.
Now, for someone who can't feel fear, she's pretty great at making others feel it.
This scares you.
Это, конечно,
more
очень
than it scares
интересно.
me.
You want me to use my spirit whisper on him, Albert?
Yes. No. I mean,
Ну, расскажите ее
let's move on to
способности.
Kafka's combat, shall we?
Oh, yes. I thought you'd never ask. So, Kafka is a lightning type character following the path of nihility, and she can deal additional damage over time to enemies. Her skill deals lightning damage to multiple targets. If an enemy is afflicted with DOT, they receive an additional bout of DOT damage.
That is to say, if an enemy is already afflicted with DOT, they receive additional damage both during their turn and after Kafka's attack.
That's right. Not to mention, additional damage doesn't replace existing DOT. I mean, did you think Kafka was gonna take
Что
it
такое
easy on
DOT?
her? Come on.
Напомни мне, это ж типа дота, типа
Separately,
периодический
after an
урон
ally
получается.
uses a basic attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack. Kafka's ultimate, on the other hand, deals lightning damage to all enemies with a chance of shocking targets and immediately dealing additional damage to those already
Раскидывает на всех
shocked.
шок.
Kafka's technique can attack all enemies within a set range and deals lightning damage to all enemies after entering battle.
How elegant.
Well, she likes elegant
Элегантно.
things, and there's a certain
Элегантно, как всегда.
elegance to combat.
Kafka's abilities are kind of terrifying. Her enemies are like flies trapped in a web, slowly taking damage until...
Boom.
Ooh, hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, from HP sacrificing maniacs
В
and
натуре сервал
to
нож.
sociopaths,
Просто
You're the
сорвал на ультрах.
coolest kid on the block.
Блин,
It's
так я не
time to
зря это
introduce
пил,
our next
собственно.
character.
What? That is a little
Могу
harsh.
сказать.
Also, since when did Welt become the coolest kid on the block?
Think again. I'm talking about the born and bred Bella
Да, еще
Bog
придется
hero, Luca.
нашим
Oh,
сором.
come on.
О, Люка. Я про него вообще ничего не знаю. Это тоже... Который накладывает дота. Он, по-моему, кровотечение, скорее всего, будет. Он физик.
So that's the
Nice.
guy on the light cone.
He looks a little different on the light cone.
Luca is an underworld
Нихера
fighter
себе.
that goes by the moniker
Такой
Luca
рассказывал,
Strongarm.
да, такой нам
He's a
надо.
member of Wildfire
Такое нам
and
надо. Ну, это
Princess
четверка.
Oled.
Она выпадет.
Doesn't
Она
the
с кавкой.
underworld
Ты
have
кавку
a
крутить не
fight
будешь,
club?
значит.
I guess that must be where Luca spends his time.
Oh, you better believe it. In fact, he's the Fight Club
По идее,
champion.
мне
And
надо
not only
будет
that,
тридцатку
he's
сделать,
also
и
a
ставку
reliable
на
operations consultant for the mold.
So he's with the
Ну,
moles,
Значит, может, и не
huh?
выпасть.
Does Luca know he's a member?
Probably. The kids of the underworld look up to Luca in a big
И
way.
опять же,
And the
ребята,
reason he fights is to set a good example of dedication and discipline. And speaking of fighting, let's take a look at him in action.
Luca is a physical type character following the path of nihility. After
Так,
multiple attacks, he's
фиксим
able to
звук.
launch an enhanced
Ну, прям
basic
каждый
attack.
раз
His
ломается.
skill deals physical damage to a single target and
Да
has a
потому
chance
что
of inflicting
интернет
bleed.
такой
And during
замечательный.
battle,
Мгм.
Luca can obtain
Я
fighting
люблю
will through a variety of
заговорить
attacks.
про такие, хотя
When
бы
fighting
из-за
will reaches a
причины.
certain number of stacks, Luca's
Чел
basic
ты
attack is
испортился.
enhanced.
His enhanced basic attack
Ну,
deals
что
4
сделать?
hits of damage, with the final hit dealing additional damage to enemies
Я,
currently
наверное,
inflicted
активно
with bleed.
включаю.
Kids
Ну, короче,
need
он
no
по большей части
respect.
всеми скиллами
Luca unleashes
накидывает
his ultimate. In addition
кровотечение.
to dealing damage, he also obtains fighting will, and there's a chance of increasing the target's damage received for a set number of turns.
Woo! And when your opponent's fist
Я
sinks
теперь
on your
на
head, it's time
божественном
to throw in the towel.
мобильном
Yeah, but
4G.
it's the power of those punches that scares me. I mean, I'm sure having
Хоть
a
что-то
robotic
поменялось.
arm is also a big help, but I
Кажется,
think
ничего.
Luca's strength lies in his love of the sport.
Я нормально звук?
Oh, and I almost forgot.
Только что
By
начало
using his
было
technique during
великолепное, а сейчас уже
exploration,
все.
Luca obtains fighting will after entering battle.
Sheesh. Does the sky ever take a break? Well, it was great to start off the program with a character deep dive. Next up, it looks like we've got 2 brand new 5-star light cones coming to the warp in version 1.2. Let's
Игна
start with
Блейда.
the Path of Destruction light cone.
Не, мне если сделать 20 круток в оружейку, мне выпадет любая сигна.
Question. The Paradise Blade mentions in his
У меня там
ultimate
гарант
line,
носил, ну и уже
is
откручено
that
там
where
под
he's
40.
standing right there?
I don't know what paradise means to you, Corey, but a barren sword-filled wasteland isn't my idea of a vacation.
Speak for yourself. Here's a fun fact. Each of those swords had an owner, and Blade was the last one to see them alive.
Oh, whoa! So he killed them for their swords. Only a brutal
Вот
calculated
это
joke,
только что это сейчас
Don't they
великолепно было. Вот это вау!
The
Это просто,
maniac
это
and
шикарно.
sociopath segment is over. Moving swiftly onto a 5-star Path of Nihility light cone. Patience is
Ну
our
смысла
key.
мне особо нету
Here
качать.
we see
Укручивать сильно на кавку,
a
потому что у меня
resident
есть 2 секунды
sociopath
велита.
again.
Okay. Well, looks like Kafka's waiting for the main course to
Велита
arrive
нет, но 2
here.
секунды
What
есть.
do you think's on the menu?
You wanna guess?
Верит есть,
Велита нет.
но нужен ли он?
Come on, nobody eats out, right?
Мне бы какого-нибудь дамагера там, что ли.
Ну, Блейда крути.
Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star character Blade.
Ну,
During the same phase, in the Lycon event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star
Предложение
Lycon,
такое
the
себе.
unreachable side, will be boosted. And during the second phase of version 1.2 in the character warp,
Во, ну да, да.
Trailblazers can
Этот
obtain the
Лука,
limited 5-star character
Сампа
Kafka
и
and 4-star character Luke.
Сервал.
And during the
По-моему,
second phase,
великолепные
in the light cone
четверки
event
с
warp, the
Кавкой.
drop rate of the 5-star light cone, patience is all you need, will be boosted. And that's a wrap on banners. I need to lie down.
Ну, сервал это одобрение.
Don't go anywhere, Trailblazers.
Ну, все хорошо играют. О, второй промокодик. Полетел второй промокодик. Ну, здорово.
Господи. В принципе, это можно не писать, потому что там можно будет копировать все канал.
Это опять звук умер.
Ну, блин.
Welcome back, everyone! As mentioned at the start of the show in version 1.2, before the Trailblazers' decisive boss battle, they will need to pass through various delves. No surprise then? That 1.2 would unlock 2 new areas, the Alchemy Commission
Новая
and
карта.
Scale Gorge
Новая.
Waterscape.
Две
Now,
новых карты,
the
в смысле?
Alchemy Commission. Is that where
Это
the
ж куча
Cienzo
сундучков,
makes
это
its
куча гемов.
medicines, or...
Ooh, you got it! The Alchemy Commission
Ну
is
да,
one of
ман.
the 6 commissions of the Lafu. And for no prize whatsoever, can anyone name all 6?
Oh, yeah, let's see. The Alchemy Commission, the Divination Commission.
The Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, the Cloud Knights. Oh, shoot, what was that other one?
Drum roll, please. The Realm Keeping Commission.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
The Alchemy Commission used to focus their efforts
Alchemy.
on the way of immortality. But
Алхимическая
these days,
комиссия.
it's
Это
all
всё
about
люди.
medical research and treating
Ты посмотри, какое там
diseases.
Now,
здание.
the Trailblazer
Туманное.
came face to face
Красивое,
with some Alchemy
красивое.
Commission
Что
folks in
хорошо,
exalting sanctum.
что не
but
надо
they seemed a
бегать
little
1000
off.
лет за
I don't
каждым
wanna
сундучком,
put
как
for the
от
editors,
босса.
but I have a theory.
Там
Я
же
еще
всегда
Adjacent
такое.
to the Alchemy Commission lies Scale Gorge Waterscape, the realm of the videographer.
He's just
Блин, тут вообще шикарные локи, да
Got a
посмотри
lot
на
to
них.
get through. Where was I? Oh, along with the Alchemy Commission and Scale Gorge Waterscape.
Ну все, тут показано, то, что только на зеле можно в
Seems
этой
like
локе бегать.
Trailblazers
Понял,
will
Рома?
face a lot of new challenges on the road to the Ambrosial Arbor. I can't wait.
Oh, Albert, are you making Corey read off the teleprompter?
Puzzles aren't the only new challenges Trailblazers will be facing in these
Если мне
areas.
выпал
There are
гепард,
monsters afoot.
это неплохо.
First up, a creature
второе,
of
О,
indomitable
горилла.
size and
Ты смотри,
destructive
горилла.
power, the malefic ape. And next on the
Элитный
list,
враг
an
новый.
entity
О, еще
rid of
одно
the
это.
burden of
Теперь,
humanity that has
короче, новые
remodeled
элитные
itself in
враги.
the way
Ну, они в
of
бездне 100%
immortality,
появятся.
the Ascended.
Прям
And finally,
200%.
Yen Ching? Why would the general's
С этим
aide
беловолосым
have
будем драться, посмотри.
all
У
will be
меня так
revealed
мало
in the
урона,
version
что я не
1.2
смог
story.
пройти ивент на
I
средней
think we skipped an
сложности.
enemy, Albert. You mentioned a
Эльф.
boss lurking on the Cienzo
Не, ну первые 3 я прошел на
Jethro's
средней, остальные
Oh,
нет.
how could I forget?
Круто. О, все, вот, новый еженедельный босс. Новый еженедельный босс. Босс.
О, да, man.
Не, ну она очень красиво сделана.
Теперь тренировались на бою.
Hold on to your hats,
Шикарно,
folks.
шикарно.
It's Vantilia the Undying,
Антилия.
wield of the power of both the destruction and the abundance. In her first phase, she summons abundance lotuses which restore her HP and reduce the
Или
player's
еще и
skill
лотус
points.
спавнит на
Weakening
первой
her
фазе.
enemies and strengthening herself in one
Или
fell
просто
swoop?
спавнит их.
Yikes.
Так и не понял.
That's why choosing the right moment to destroy those abundance lotuses is so important. Eliminating an abundance lotus recovers 3 skill points.
Well, you know, when you borrow something, you gotta give it back.
Now, in her
Раз
second
вдруг
phase,
лотуса получаешь 3
Fantasia uses her
скиллпоинта.
destruction
Только
power
зачем?
to summon destruction lotuses. These lotuses reduce ally max
Надо.
HP and when in bloom, deal damage to a single target.
So, should we just wait for them to stop blooming before we take them out?
No, I doubt
Я
the power
прослушал,
of
но
the
эти лотусы
destruction is as
дебаф
simple
любят.
as that.
Oh, you're not wrong, Cheryl. When the lotuses aren't in bloom, their toughness doesn't receive damage. As such, trailblazers should seize the moment when the flowers are open to break their weakness. And finally, in the third phase, Fantasia
Третья
goes
фаза.
golden. What terrible trick does she have up her sleeve? I'm afraid trailblazers are gonna have to wait to find out.
I'm curious.
На
where
третьей
did
фазе она
Fantasia
спавнит
even come
хилящие
from?
лотусы и
How come she
эти вот
can use the
дебафающие.
powers of the abundance and the destruction?
I hate to be that guy again, but all will be revealed in the version 1.2 story.
Anyone
Ну,
here?
это
Deja
очень,
vu.
очень
Hey, I
скучно.
can't go spilling all the beans. When the main story combat draws to a close,
оно что еще?
Fantasia the Undying will join the Echo of War and drop the advanced trace materials
Да,
required
еженедельным
for
боссом
Blade,
будет.
Kafka, and Luca. Regret of Infinite Okama.
And a
То
quick
есть мне
reminder,
выпадают
Trailblazers,
частички, которые
Echo of
нужны для
War has a
прокачки
limited
Блейда,
number of
Кавки и
weekly
Луки.
rewards, so don't forget to plan ahead.
Also, in version 1.2, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Celestial, is
Ну,
arriving,
это
which
тоже
drops
для
the
Блейда,
brand new
Кавки,
character
Луки,
Ascension
новые элитные
material,
враги. Ну, это
Ascendant
все
Debris.
понятно.
This is also the Ascension material required for Blade.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's time to talk about version 1.2 events.
Ooh, I've been
Какие
waiting
ивенты
for this
будут? А ну,
segment.
а ну.
Let's start with Tales of the Fantastic. The crisis on the Xianzhou Laofu has
Идет в эту
subsided,
базу.
and the feats
Это
of the
важно.
Nameless can be heard on every street corner. Starskiff
Ну,
Haven
самое
storyteller
главное,
Mr.
чтобы это
Sien
было
is
интересно
interested in the
и
Ashen
побольше
Express's tale,
нефрита
eager to
звездного.
work his storytelling magic.
Oh, yeah, the storyteller. I'm familiar with him. I wonder what he'll do with the Trailblazers story. His artistic license and collage editing bring all kinds of tales to life.
Well, that's Mr. Cien, all right. To spruce up the tale, he's given us a set of protagonist models.
Protagonist models?
Mhm.
What's that?
I hear it's kind of a magical object invented by one of the scriptwriters at the Immersion Club. It industrializes the scriptwriting process. As long as you follow its guidance, you'll be able to captivate an audience with your storytelling. To unleash the full potential of the protagonist models, the Trailblazer must accompany Mr. Cien into the past and visit historical battle locations.
Ну, звучит очень,
Now,
ну,
the name
очень
might be a
необычно
little
звучит.
dull, but don't underestimate the protagonist models.
Я даже
Different
ничего не
combinations
понял.
and
Ну,
different
звучит
effects.
необычно,
Once the
необычно.
protagonist models have
Очень
been properly
необычно
refined,
звучит.
Legend of the Trailblazer can be a runaway hit.
Oh, this sounds like a fun event.
Well, there's more where that came from. The next event is called
По-моему,
Underground Treasure Hunt.
либо я не
Deep
смотрел
underworld of
замедление,
Fraser, follow away the
анимацию
miner's lamp,
Химеко,
is
но оно
making
так не
a
выглядело.
comeback.
They say that in Belobog's great mine, ancient ruins have been discovered where many rare treasures and relics are waiting to be identified. However, according to the senior treasure hunter Axe, there exists a space beneath the ruins where relics of even greater value may be found. The only thing is, the road to the ruin depths is filled with all kinds of danger.
Treasure hunters must steel themselves and explore sealed areas in order to progress deeper into
Ну,
the
тут
ruins.
просто...
I'm sure these
А, нет, тут
sealed
же не
areas
просто.
are full of hidden treasures, but
Были
there's
клиенты,
always a catch.
по-моему, на первом
Surprise
веке.
and danger
Так.
rolled into one. I'm sure Kafka would get a kick out of this.
Treasure hunters
Ты
will
посмотри
need
на
endurance,
это.
courage, and insight if they want to succeed. It's almost certain that the sealed areas will contain enemies, but supplementary items and keycards to
Не, ну
other
это
sealed
веселый ивент
areas
будет, я
will be
уверен.
secrets to progression.
This is a solo mission, right? It sounds like a tough challenge to take on alone.
Oh, they won't be alone. During exploration, treasure hunters can be sure to run into familiar faces.
Let's hope that we're happy to see them.
So, do treasure hunters get any kind of special rewards?
Of course! In the underground treasure hunt event, aside from the usual stellar jade, treasure hunters can obtain the themed Where's the
200.
Rabbit chat box.
За ивент можно 1000
Isn't the
гемов
rabbit
получить.
in the chat box?
Нефрита.
It's a treasure chest.
Я уже
What I'm
посчитал.
trying to say is, the theme of the chat box is called Where's the Rabbit?
Okay. So the rabbit's in the treasure chest, right?
In version 1.2, the message and chat box functions will be enabled for the first time. Trailblazers can obtain and swap between chat boxes. And I'm not just talking about the friend chat
Ой,
screen.
чат... Что такое? Я не понял, подожди, чат-боксы какие-то добавят.
Oh, I love the rabbit design. It seems like
А,
something
это
Claire
типа
would like
кастомизация
too.
сообщений,
Yeah,
понял?
So cute.
Do you think Svarog could have designed it for
Oh.
Очень
Interesting
полезно.
thought. Safe to say that
Пользовался
chat
чатом
boxes
так
will
часто,
continue
что
to get
это
updates. Trailblazers
Yeah.
will be able to view and swap between those they already have, as well as view those they've yet to obtain. On to the next events. Where are you, Mystery Trotter?
This really is the version of
Уже
missing
третий
creatures,
ивент.
isn't it?
The good news is, all of them can be found. Regan and Bellabog
Теперь
has come
как всё
across
быстро
a new
одобряют.
scientific research gadget.
Лудоманы
Homemade
одобряют,
sensor
да?
number 223. The device is able to detect
Одобряем.
mysterious coordinates that display abnormal readings.
I recognize that abnormal reading. Isn't that just a trotter?
Oh no, don't tell me that we have to fight it. I mean, sure, it's a little scary, but it's cute, right?
If I told you it dropped stellar jade, would that change
Надо
how you
будет
feel?
находить свиней.
Yeah, that thing's bacon.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what's tastier than bacon?
What?
Forgotten Hall updates.
Вот это вот самое главное. Новая лока в бездне.
Yeah, now we're talking.
That's not all.
И вот твоя... Как ее зовут? Я забыл. Юйкун.
Trailblazers can obtain the 4-star character Yukong.
Cool.
In addition to the Forgotten Hall,
То,
the
что надо.
simulated
И еще
universe
новая
will also
симуляция.
be
Ё, это
receiving
столько...
updates
Ты понимаешь, сколько
in the
гемов за
form
это
of
обновление будет?
And
Я
the
боюсь
brand
ее
new
крутить.
planar ornaments,
Сейчас.
Brutalent Arena, and Broken Keel will be added
Юйкун
to the
дадут
World
в 1.2.
7 immersion device.
Wow.
And the ride doesn't stop there either. In version 1.2's Planar Fisher event,
Ну, хотя бы
Trailblazers that
понятно.
successfully challenge the simulated universe can obtain a set amount of double planar ornament rewards.
Опять двойные награды
Meanwhile,
от этого и новые арты.
Trailblazers can obtain the
Increases.
brand new Cavern
Но
Relics,
это
Longibus Disciple,
получается
and
на
Messenger
Блейде
traversing
слева.
hyperspace.
Nice.
And finally, in
А
1.2's
второй я
Realm
не
of
успел
Strange
дочитать.
event, players that successfully challenge the Cavern of Corrosion can
И
obtain a
двойные
set
обычные
amount of double
артефакты.
Cavern Relic
Ивент
rewards.
будет.
Whew. And I think we're gonna pass out for a while.
Двойные
Okay,
планарки и
guys.
двойные обычные
No problem, we
артефакты.
got you, buddy, we got you. In version 1.2, the 2 companion missions, Letter from a Strange Woman and For I Have Touched the Sky, will be arriving.
In a letter from a strange woman, the Trailblazer will receive a request from Kafka. As for how the Trailblazer should respond, I only have one thing
Это сейчас
to
мне
say.
говорят, что будет в этом
When you have a
вебинаре или
chance to
потом
make a
будет? Ну,
choice,
комиксон, это же
make
потом
one that
получается.
you know you won't regret.
All will be revealed in version 1.2. Sorry.
Isn't he supposed to be passed out?
I think someone's playing sound bites. I should say a little something about the other companion mission. In For I Have Touched the Sky, an accident has occurred in Stargazer Navalia. When the Trailblazer investigates, they find a girl in trouble. Who could she be? And what secrets could Yukong be hiding?
Thanks for watching Keeping Up with Star Rail.
Hey, sound guy, a little early on that one.
Before we bring things back to a close here, let's talk about the ever-popular reward events. Version 1.2.
Ну, вот это вот, ну, это было понятно. Халявные 10 круток.
During the event, as long as Trailblazers log in
Подожди,
for
не
7
10.
days,
Ну, раз,
doesn't
два,
have to be consecutive,
4.
they can acquire 10 Star Rail special passes.
Yes!
Ладно, 10, 10.
Let's do
10
it!
круток.
That's exciting.
Can somebody get Corey some water, please?
Ну, и последний промокод вроде бы. Не, ну определенно кавку крутить надо будет. Определенно. Кто-то еще скажет, или это все уже финалочка? Интересно.
Well, I said it last time, and I'll say it again. Time flies when
Мало
you're
времени.
having fun.
Так,
Uh-huh.
Another special program has come to an end. We talked about a lot of 1.2
вернулся.
features. You guys, got any favorites?
Gotta be that boss fight
Вернулся
for
под
me.
конец
When
стрима
the
уже.
crew fought the Doomsday Beast and Cocolia, Welt was watching from the sidelines. This will be the
Вернулся.
first time we see him on the battlefield. So
Ooh.
watch your back, Fantilia.
I'm excited to see more of Blade. Heck, I recorded enough fighting efforts to lay down an album. We better get some fight scenes, come on. Not to mention, it seems like him and Dan Hung are finally about to meet. Something tells me they're not gonna settle things over a cup of tea.
Uh-oh. As for me, it is all about Kafka. Although I am curious about the Tales of the Fantastic event, because this sounds like Trailblazers have plenty of room to get creative.
Seems like we're all a little biased here. But one
Totally.
thing is for sure, 1.2 is a version to look forward to. Albert here has done a good job keeping us in check today, you know, and there's still a lot of mystery out there for you Trailblazers to delve into.
You guys were a handful, all right. But hey, we made it out alive. That's it for Honkai Star Rail version 1.2 special program, folks. Thanks again to all you Trailblazers for tuning in. And see you for the next one.
Bye,
So long.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Бай-бай. Ну все, получается.
The Interastral Peace Corporation has just declared the latest galactic bounty hunt, calling for the capture of the Stellaron hunters. According to reliable sources, Kafka and Blade are expected to
Ну,
appear at the upcoming
подожди.
я считаю,
supplies
что
event.
версия
Новости про Кавку и Блейда. Они запилили. Типа, ищем Кавку и Блейда в стиле настоящих новостей.
Так, назад.
Coming soon.
Имба.
Не, ну это прикольно.
Кстати, видел там его корусы? Spotify посмотришь, у него там классные заставки. Там и волки, Кавка.
Ну все получается. Стрим закончен, стрим великолепен. Ожидаем крутки Кавки. Все. Всем спасибо, всем пока. Попрощайся со своим лучшим звуком.
Да-да, всем пока.